Let me start with something that probably sounds a little too familiar. You're catching up on news, prepping for a meeting, maybe you're just scrolling online, and this quiet question just keeps popping up. It's not, a full-blown panic, but it's this nagging thought, is AI going to take my job?
It's the background noise of the modern workplace, isn't it? And that fear, I think we have to say, it's completely valid.
It is.
The headlines are, well, they're designed to shock us. They paint this picture of a zero-sum game. Every time AI gets smarter, a human loses out.
Exactly. You hear a word like automation, and your brain immediately translates that to threat, because a job, it's so much more than just a paycheck.
It's your identity, your stability.
It's validation, right. And when something as, abstract and powerful as AI seems to threaten that, the gut reaction is either fear or, honestly, just denial.
And that's exactly why we need to have this conversation. Our mission today is to slow down, to really look at what's happening without the hype.
Right, without the doom and gloom.
Yeah, because the media pushes those extreme takes, because that's what gets clicks. But panicking or just freezing up and ignoring it, that's the worst thing you can do.
So what we want to do is replace that anxiety with some real clarity.
Yes. So you can move from feeling like a potential victim of this change to being, an active architect of your own future.
Okay, so let's get into it. If we're moving away from panic, where's the starting point? What's the foundational idea that can shift our whole perspective here?
It's one critical distinction.
Yeah.
And if you get this one thing, everything else falls into place. AI is not designed to replace entire jobs.
Okay.
It's designed to replace tasks.
That is everything. That is the one piece that gets completely lost in every single headline screaming about mass unemployment.
It is, because most jobs, think about your own job. It's not one thing. It's a huge bundle of different responsibilities.
Right. Some creative, some tedious, some strategic.
Exactly. So if AI automates one of the tedious tasks in that bundle, the job itself doesn't just vanish. It transforms.
And evolves.
It evolves, yeah. AI is a tool. It's an incredibly powerful one, but it's a specialized tool. It's not this, general intelligence that's coming to replace human judgment. At least not yet.
So what are its specialties? What is it actually good at?
It's exceptionally good at, let's say, 4 specific things. First, anything that's highly repetitive.
Right.
Second, anything that's based on very clear rule-based decisions. Third, processing massive, and I mean massive, amounts of information. And finally, pattern recognition within that information.
Can you give us some real-world examples, tasks that people listening might actually recognize from their own workday?
Oh, absolutely. The most obvious one is manual data entry. Copying and pasting from one system to another.
The worst. Prone to error and just soul-crushing.
Exactly. AI is perfect for that.
Oh.
Or think about basic financial reporting, which has to follow really strict rule-based templates.
Okay, that makes sense.
Simple customer service queries too, the what's my tracking number type questions. A chatbot can handle that, freeing up a human for a more complex issue.
So when those time-sucking tasks get automated, what happens to the human? I remember spending hours every single Friday just formatting spreadsheets. If AI took just that, I'd get my thinking time back.
And that's the whole point. When AI removes a low-leverage task, it saves you time, it reduces friction, and the whole workflow gets more efficient.
Your value doesn't disappear.
No, not at all. It just shifts. Your value moves up the chain. You're no longer the spreadsheet formatter. You're the person who interprets what that data actually means for the business.
Okay, but this brings us to a huge mental hurdle. We're sort of wired to think this is a zero-sum game. If a machine takes 1 unit of work, 1 person is out of a job, we have to challenge that replacement model.
We absolutely do, because that model, it just ignores centuries of technological history. Work always evolves. Jobs rarely just disappear, they pivot.
So let's use some historical analogies to make this concrete. I'm thinking.
The calculator is the perfect place to start. Think about it. Before calculators, the primary skill of an accountant was being able to do incredibly complex math by hand, accurately.
They were human computers.
They were. So when the calculator showed up, did the entire accounting profession just collapse?
No, it just removed the need for manual calculation.
Precisely. Accountants stopped being glorified abacuses and were suddenly free to focus on things like strategic tax planning, financial modeling, and advising clients.
So the tool elevated the entire profession. It made their judgment, not their arithmetic, the valuable part.
Their job gained leverage. It didn't face extinction.
Okay, let's move forward in time a bit. The PC revolution, specifically spreadsheet programs like Excel, that feels like an even closer parallel to AI.
It's an almost perfect parallel. Before Excel, analysts would spend days, sometimes weeks, physically drawing up reports. And if one number changed,
You had to start all over again.
the whole thing, from scratch. It was so slow. Excel didn't replace the analyst. It just got rid of the worst part of their job, the drudgery.
But did that mean we just needed fewer analysts? Because the work got faster.
Actually, the opposite happened. The demand for analysis exploded. Because Excel made it so easy, companies realized they could analyze way more data, way more complex problems.
So the job transformed again?
Right. Suddenly, analysts needed to understand statistics, data visualization, modeling. They weren't replaced by Excel. They were empowered by it.
Okay, one more. What about something less about numbers, like education? People worried the internet would make teachers obsolete since all the information was online.
And it didn't, because information is only one tiny piece of learning. The teacher's role just shifted
I'm the source of fact.
to a facilitator, a curator, someone who teaches you how to think critically about all that information you can now access. The model is so clear. Technology changes how you do your work, but it rarely eliminates the need for human oversight and judgment.
So the people who become irrelevant aren't losing to AI itself. They're losing to their own refusal to engage with the change. They're clinging to the old task.
That is the painful truth. They lose relevance to change itself because they stop being adaptive.
So let's ground this in today's world. What does this shift toward higher value work actually look like for someone, say, a data analyst right now?
Okay, this is a great example. Data analysts historically have spent maybe 60, even 80% of their day just on data prep.
Just cleaning it, normalizing it, getting it ready, the grunt work.
Pure grunt work. Now, AI tools can do a huge chunk of that. It can slash that 80% down to maybe 20%.
Which means the analysts can spend their time
On the actual insights, on building the narrative, translating the findings into a business strategy, and explaining the why to leadership. Their role shifts from data janitor to decision consultant.
That's a huge upgrade. What about a field that feels more human?
You had to write every single first draft manually. Every email, every social media post, it was so slow.
So AI can generate the first drafts now. The quantity.
Exactly. It handles the velocity and the quantity. The human marketer's job is now to refine the psychology, to perfect the brand's voice, to design the overall strategy. They go from being copywriters to being strategic psychologists.
Applying judgment to the emotional nuances that AI just can't get.
It can't. What about customer support? That's an area where automation feels really immediate.
Yeah, you see chatbots everywhere.
Right, and they're fantastic for answering the same 5 questions over and over. That frees up the human agents.
To focus on what?
The really complex, emotional, high-stakes problems.
Right.
The situations that require genuine empathy and creative problem-solving to save a customer relationship. AI handles the volume. Humans handle the value.
Even developers, right. The people building this stuff are having their own jobs automated.
Absolutely. Developers spend a ton of time writing what we call boilerplate code.
The scaffolding you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. The repetitive setup for every new project.
Yeah.
Now, AI can generate that scaffolding in seconds. This lets the human developer focus on the bigger picture.
System architecture, security, high-level design.
They're moving from just being coders to being systems architects.
Yeah.
So you see the pattern. It doesn't matter the field. AI removes the simple stuff, pushing the human professional towards judgment, strategy, and creativity.
That is evolution, not extinction.
But this brings us to the really uncomfortable truth. We've established AI isn't the biggest risk to your career.
So what is?
Denial. The biggest risk is denial. It's that little voice that says, this doesn't apply to me, or I'll deal with it later, or the really dangerous one, my job is too complex to be automated.
Denial is just a massive strategic error. I mean, history shows us that these huge technological shifts, they punish a lack of adaptability way more than they punish a lack of skill.
That's a great way to put it. The people who struggle aren't the least talented, they're the least adaptive.
The good news here, though, is that adapting doesn't mean you have to become a machine learning expert overnight.
No, not at all. It just means calm learning and taking small, intentional steps.
So let's make this really practical. How do you, the listener, turn this clarity into action right now?
We're going to give you a very simple framework. We're calling it the 1 month, 1 action plan.
Okay, I like it. It's about building a habit of adaptation. What's step 1?
Step 1 is just awareness. Look at your work and identify the top 2 tasks you do that are the most repetitive. the things you could do in your sleep.
Be brutally honest with yourself. What's the grunt work? Okay, step 2.
Step 2, find one AI tool that helps with those tasks. Just one. Don't get overwhelmed, whether it's a tool to summarize reports or draft basic emails.
And step 3.
Commit to using that one tool maybe just once or twice a week for 1 month. The goal isn't to replace yourself, it's to aggressively upgrade your workflow.
To get that low-leverage task off your plate so you have more brain power for what really matters.
That simple habit, it breaks the cycle of denial. It replaces that quiet fear with actual measurable competence.
So let's just say this one last time, as clearly as we can. You are not doomed. AI is not the enemy.
But ignoring it, that's the biggest career risk you can take right now.
The future doesn't belong to the smartest person in the room, or even the most technical.
It belongs to the most adaptive. The people who can think clearly about where to apply their uniquely human judgment.
So we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Knowing what you know now, what is one repetitive task you currently do that you can commit to eliminating this week? Not next month, this week. What can you get off your plate to make room for that higher level human thinking? That's the real work that's waiting for you.